What's going on, everybody out there? It's a beautiful, pretty warm day here on the East Coast. February 6th, Thursday. It is 10:59, about to hit 11. Starting the live stream. Hope everyone's doing wonderful today. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're feeling great. Hope everything's going well for you. If that is the case, I think you'll continue having a good life. It's a beautiful, pretty warm day here on the East Coast. What's going on, everybody out there? It's a beautiful, pretty warm day here on the East Coast. Starting February. I accidentally have this thing open. 10:59, about to hit 11. Hope you're feeling great. Starting the live stream. Hope everything's going well. Hope everyone's doing wonderful today. If that is the case, I think you'll continue having a good life. I have so many of these videos open. I make mistakes. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. That could be kind of funny. It's not easy live streaming, man. You guys try it out every single day, constantly. Every once in a while, you'll make a mistake. But today is a crazy day. I think Bitcoin will top 10,000 by tonight. I think we're on our way to 12,000. But let's get into the charts and see what goes on. Thank you guys so much for coming into the live stream. I really appreciate it. And remember, I really like the comment section to fill up. If you haven't, I want you to talk about what you want to talk about. I want to make sure that I'm interacting with you guys. So let me know. If you have a stock or something you want to go over, if there's something you want to get into, by all means, take some knowledge from me, watch my charting abilities, and see what you can learn. I've been studying a lot and doing a lot of research, and I've taken courses. So my knowledge is verified, and I'm not just pulling all this stuff out of thin air. All right, guys, let's get into the day and let's get into the markets and talk about what's going on today. All right. First thing I want to look at is the Bitcoin chart. Now, the last time I had this Bitcoin chart, I was talking to you guys, taking the VPVR off because it's annoying. Really, like, it loads so slow. Anyway, here we go. Could you please use headphones, honey? Headphones? I thought we discussed this. Hold on one second, folks. So sorry about that, guys. All right. Jumping back into the market, let's see what's going on. All right, so we're on the Bitcoin chart right now. And if you can see, we're in a falling wedge, which is a 68% chance of a break to the upside. So that was great. And I also see a fractal. Fractals really do play out. I've seen them many times. We live in a universe that repeats itself through time and space. A lot of people, I don't think they go into the basics of trading or really like the behind of trading. So let me take you into that. Like, what are we looking at? Like, yeah, I know you guys know we're looking at price action, but what are we really looking at? We're looking at groups of people buying and selling an asset. Okay, we're looking at emotions. Oh, and we're also looking at market manipulators and people with a lot of money who are able to sell down, buy up, and make Bitcoin kind of do what it needs to do. What's interesting about it is you're basically watching human emotion. So, and numbers combined. So there is a dichotomy of just universal energies combined into trading. That's why I'm so passionate about trading. That's why I love trading so much, because it combines so many different forces in the universe together. It brings you into numbers and math. It brings you into emotion. And it also brings you into money. If you're just getting into my live stream here on Instagram, come on in. I'm also, if you really want to see what's going on, though, this is just for people who are driving, have a podcast, or can't have access to their computer. So I also live stream on Instagram. But you should go to the profile and hit the link and basically jump into the live stream right now. Okay, so Bitcoin right now is sitting at 98.2150. Amazing, really healthy. Right here, I would say buy the breakout around 7,000. That would have been my cue. I also have my Twitter, my pinned. I just bought 2,200 worth of Bitcoin, Stop loss 7,024 if anyone wants to know. Up 2,300 on that buy. Do the math, it's not amazing, but from 7,000 to almost 10,000 is 50%. So made over like almost $1,000 now. So, hey, and I put these things out on Twitter all the time. It's kind of uncanny how much money you can make by the things I say. And I'm not always right, but I do it for a living. So just information will fall off the stream and come to you. Now, I see a fractal as well. Look at this. So we have 13, basically 660 is my target here, which is a nice, about 10 to 4, about 40% gain coming to us now. So if you would like 40%, which I think a lot of people do, then I think you should jump on in. I have my support and resistance lines, all those different things. If I take them away, I see a fractal of types. Do you see it? We had the huge melt up, right, to 20,000. We came down and we had this trough. Then we boomed up for 13K. But we came down. Look, we had a trough here. It's also kind of a double bottom, even though it's skewed, which also would give you a target. But here, look. So we had this double bottom at the trough, kind of a double in the trough. And then look, on our way up, on our way up. So we surpassed the trough, which is like the drop here. See that line? It's kind of like where the trough began. Once we surpassed that line, it was on. And look, we're getting out of the trough right here. So upwards and onwards, definitely to 12K. There may be a now see here we went and then we came back down. So will we do that? Like we didn't get back to our all-time high. So will we get like right here and then do a trough again? They don't always happen in that way or in that manner, but it's interesting to see. Let me check out the price of gold in the Dow. See what's going on. The Dow on the way to 30,000. Just won't stop. They're printing too much money, so it makes complete sense. And JNUG, I think, I was calling a buy. JNUG at 68. So you'd be up a little bit already right now on a JNUG buy. Know why it does this. It's very annoying. But yeah, if I show you JNUG right now, we're in an asymmetrical triangle, which is 58% chance of a break to the upside or the downside. So there's a lot going on here. I have my buy zone for JNUG, which is around here between 68 and 72. We're still in the buy zone, about to break out. If we break out of this triangle, we get to the top of this trend line. Might come down somewhere in this region here. I was thinking 61 might be the new accumulation, and then we're on our way to the races. See what's happening with gold. Gold at 1564, holding strong. Really felt like this is now, that was the place to buy. See, I drew my trend line. It's uncanny how things are bouncing off trend lines. So really just draw your trend lines and focus on buying the bottom of the trend line, keeping stop losses below the trend line, and just kill that over and over and over again. That's basically the setup you want to keep playing. Therefore, you risk little, you gain more. Like right now, it's pretty obvious, not obvious, but that we'll go back to the top of this trend line for a 3% gain from where it is now, or less than that actually, 2% gain, and then we'll probably come back down until we break out. Now this is a bull flag on gold price right now. Take the length of this pole, kind of slanted it, and you put it up here. So we're looking at gold hitting 1,700 an ounce by fundamental analysis. This bull flag could break out, very similar to this bull flag here. Look, I don't know if you can see the uncanny resemblance. Okay, and let me show you how this really happens. So we were doing this, now we're doing that again. And look, this is a fractal too. We just looked at fractals. Look, up 3 rings, down, up to the bull flag, right? Up 3 tops, kind of down, up to the bull flag. Even had a trough. It's very interesting how we see the fractals inside of fractals. And you could say, oh, how are you seeing these? And you could say, it's really part of the universe. Like, we're all part of numbers and emotions, part of the universe. So with that, you got to understand that happens. All right. Okay. What I wanted to show you was how this played out. So you take the length of this pole, bring it up to the top. And you don't always get the whole move, but we got 70% of that move. You know, probably bottom of the trend line was 1400, and we did go all the way up to 1550. And that's the $150 move for gold is huge because you don't see it all the time. So it's a big deal, in my opinion. It's a big deal. All right. Well, let's get into the title of my video today. A lot of different topics to discuss. All right, so Bitcoin doing great, really holding strong. It needed to break through this resistance here at 9,600. That was at 9,600 was huge. I'm so excited to see us only $185 away from that 10K. And how high did we go? We went to 9,862, and now we're kind of hovering in a new range. Now this looks similar to gold too. Look, the strike, boom. So here again, we have a bull flag. There's bull flags everywhere, guys. It's insane. And there it hits my top exactly at 10.4. Now remember 10.4 was that psychological spot where we hit on that big spike up. Remember that day? This is that huge move that day where everything was just glorious. Oof, that was an amazing day. 7,000 all the way to 10.4 in a day. Oh, would love to see that again. But yeah, so short term, 10,400. May see a retracement back down to this 98 level, or even right here, I do see some support, potential support, but it really is mainly here. And you can see we bounced, we bounced, we bounced. Here's a fall through, but I really count that. So yeah, sitting at 10,439. You ever see the Aronofsky movie Pi? It's about a guy who went crazy because he saw Pi. Yeah, I love Pi, man. I watched Pi probably like 20 years ago. It was one of my favorite movies ever. It's with that old dude, yeah, Darren Aronofsky, yeah. He's one of my favorite actors, man. You know. Yeah, no, JNUG, and it's time. It's really time to start playing JNUG and JDST. It really is. It's prime time. We're gonna have a lot of volatility in gold, good movement, and basically once you ride a gold wave up, you know you're gonna have a little retracement, and you can ride a JDST. What he's explaining, let me explain what Scott O'Leary is talking about here. What's he discussing is JDST and JNUG, and you'd be like, what is he talking about? Well, if you look at this, Direxion Shares ETF, Truly Daily, Junior Gold Miners, IDX, bear 3 times USD. So this is the bear. Now, if you had traded the gold bear, you'd be getting killed right now because gold's going up. But let me just show you some correlations between that and how you can play these together. And when I mean play these, I mean you have JDST, which is the bear, and then you have JNUG, which is the bull. They're basically direct opposites. What's great about them is you don't have to short. Like instead of shorting JNUG, you just buy JDST. Very simple. So once gold does make a big move, we break out of this little triangle here that I'm showing you. I haven't completed it yet. Once we break out of this bilateral triangle that we're in, make it a little more lateral. See it? Once we break out of this, right now is perfect time to buy. Bottom of the trend line on the bottom of a triangle, inside my buy zone, inside of a larger triangle on the 12-hour. See? This huge triangle here, which is going to, when this triangle breaks out, it's going to have a giant target. So look at this. Take the base of this. You bring it here. We should break out somewhere around here. My estimate of 128, right? That's basically the target of this giant. Oh, I can't stand doing this. If I hit Alt instead of Control, or Control instead of Alt H. All right, so 128. And then we look at the gains, the potential gains for that from right now. 78% gains. Yeah, I know there's other things going on like Tesla and all sorts of business. But these are just plays that are like kind of consistent. You can keep playing them. And with all the stuff going on, coronavirus, printing money, you can see Lebanon, you can see Brazil, you can see a lot of pain in the economy throughout the world. You're going to see gold keep becoming a safe haven as well as Bitcoin. And that brings me into caveats of the news that we're going to get into today. And there's some awesome stuff to discuss. It's a great time to live, and it's also an interesting time to be living. There's so much going on at once. It's very hard. One thing I want to show you guys is WRX. These are IEOs. If you don't know what IEO is, it's an initial exchange offering. It's a way to get off of using IEOs. I mean IPOs or ICOs. Now this was WRX. Okay. It basically when it IEOs, it hits the market for the first time. Now almost all the last 4 IEOs that I've seen have just gone parabolic immediately. So it's almost like you should have $100 ready to lose immediately, and you should just put it in one of these and see what it goes. Because look what happened. So basically, you wait. They tell you when it's gonna hit the market, and the second it hits the market, you can start buying and selling it. And look, we went up from February 4th to today, right? And still holding strong right now at this level. But we went up all the way 600%, and now it's back down 530%. But it's still in 2 days to make 500%. If you put $1,000 on that, and you'd have $6,000 right now, 5 racks, like 6 racks. I mean, that's insane to me. So, yeah, so you got to really watch out for the IEOs. I had it on my radar, and I kind of I fell off. Like I knew about it, and I fell off. Now, one thing I do see is MONERO back to 80. When MONERO loves to sit at 80, like if we look at MONERO on the daily, okay, and we look at its level here. Here it had some issues in the 80 zones. See, 80, 81. It bounced off of 80. Here it is again in the 80 range. So let me just draw you a box to show you that. MONERO. You can see a lot of touches in the 80 range here. I know it's not a crypto, but thoughts on CSPR IPO today? A bed company? Oh, they're IPOing CSPR IPO? Huh. What are they, like some type of new bed that makes you feel better? Like they should be more innovative than the other beds, you know? I'll go to my, see, Lifer 2 is basically regular life, and then I have Lifer 1, which is like everything. CSPR, Casper Sleep Inc. on the New York Stock Exchange. So they're IPOing today. I mean, wow. You got to go to the 30-minute for something like this, the 15-minute. Got to go to the 1 minute, honestly, to look at this because it's only been out for about a couple hours, right? So, wow, it would have been a nice thing to jump on, right? Let's see if you got it basically at open. If you got it at open, 8%. I like anything above 3, honestly. I think 3% is beautiful. Like, if you're not happy with making 3%, you have an issue. Because if you make 3% every day, that's 900%. You know, 90% in a month. I mean, so you're basically doubling your portfolio. If you can make 3% a day, you're actually borderline genius. A lot of people are really greedy in this world. But this is going up now. Look, 13 now. Like, will it stop? I almost want to put $100 on it because why not? You know, people might just say, hey, if you put $100 on this and you'd have $600 right now, right? I mean, it went from 2 cents to 13 cents. At its highest, it was at 14 cents. So it's 7x'd. It's 7x'd. This is what's happening right now in the crypto market. I just want people to understand that it's a lot of people don't pay attention to the crypto markets. They don't realize when it starts going. They just come in like years later, or no, months later, and they're like, oh, should I buy Bitcoin now? And it's like, dude, we were showing you signs of a bull market for a long time. Look at this in the 1 minute. And you can really see, wow, see on the 1 minute, it's making a triangle, which looks kind of bilateral. No, 3% a day is amazing. I'm killing that right now this week. I mean, but that's this week, right? Every week changes. And to me, that's a dip off. So I'm going to keep that out of my triangle. You'll get used to figuring out why and how you want to put things on your triangles and why not and how. But yeah. So we look at our target. And like this plays out a lot. And I could back test this to show it to you. I should do that so you guys understand. And I could just see what gains we're looking at if we break out of this and we make a nice. Also bottom of the trend line, which is the aggressive buy. So 24% gains are possible. So what I would do right now is, because I only like to buy here in these sections, I'll show you. You only really want to buy here. right here. You always want to accumulate on the bottom of the trend line. And if you're not going to, and that's the aggressive buy because it could keep going down, right? This is the aggressive buy right now. Otherwise, this is what you do. If you don't, you wait for it to come up, because hopefully it will come up like this. And sometimes it comes up, it retests, and then it explodes. So this is where you want to make the buy if you're not willing to make the aggressive buy right now. Then we also look at the MACD, and it looks like it's curving up. Kind of have to expand it a little bit to give it a look. Forgot I had that too long. RSI has room to move up into this overbought region, so it's ready to rock. Looking pretty healthy. It did already have its huge pump though. This is something that would be high risk, just kind of like more of an inquisitive play. I don't think I'd put more than $1,000 to $500 on something like this. Like this 20%, I'd be trying to make $100 off of $500, and then I would actually have my stop loss like right there. So right now I would make the aggressive buy. I'd have my stop loss here for a loss of 2%. So if I put $500 in, right, 10% is 50. The least I could lose is like $10, and I'm trying to gain 100. So that's a 1 to 10 trade. It's actually a good trade. I'm actually gonna I think I'm making that trade right now. I just think it's a good idea. You're on the bottom of the trend line. You know, there's potential for some gains here, and this is on the 1 minute chart. So I'm just scalping today. Like this is a scalp. When you're on the 1 minute chart, you're just trying to scalp. You're not looking for the long haul here. There's really not a lot of information on something like this. So checking back on this thing here, no movement yet. Oh, here it is. I don't know why I'm not seeing like any percentage gains. I guess because it never had a move, but now it's kind of flagging a little bit, honestly. This we have to look at on the 1 minute too. It's like really hard to see any data. You understand why? Because like if you go to the daily, like you're just gonna get one candle, say 12-hour candle. The 1 minute, all these candles are 1 minute, so we're able to kind of figure out what's going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't understand though, if the 1 minute candle and I only have like 20, 10, 15 candles, it doesn't make sense because this should have opened, right? I don't know if I'm getting all the data here. See, retime is provided by BZ. The data from this exchange is real time, but it is slightly different from its official counterpart for a primary exchange. If you need the most accurate data, please purchase the New York Stock Exchange real-time feed. All right, so maybe I'm a little off on the data. But it's kind of flagging, I guess. I mean, there's no way of telling what's happening here, but it is. I'm just trying to show you. This is why I don't play things like this, because I like a landscape that I can see, right? It's like a battlefield that I've fought on before, or, you know, boxing a boxer that I've boxed before. That's how I look at it when I trade a stock. Trade a new stock, I'm in brand new territory. I don't really know what's happening. But this could go to 1666 today. If it breaks out of this little triangle. Nice gain of 8%. It's a possibility. It is in the buy zone here. If you go to more, you can look at these oscillators. Let me just pull up some oscillators for you. Why is it not giving me my oscillators? Let me just go back to my first page. Go to my home page here. Also, if you're not browsing with the Brave browser, you're missing out. Here you can see my Brave rewards. Okay, I've made $16 already. Brave just keeps coming in. Every time I undo this shield here, see this shield up here? Look, I'll show you if I'm ever on something here like this, and I take this shield down, I immediately start getting paid in basic attention token by how many ads I decide to watch. So basically, people are paying them to put these ads out, and then I'm getting a percentage of that price that they're paying because I'm seeing the ad. So they're basically opening that. Oh, so it didn't open at 9:30. That makes sense. So it IPO'd like 10 minutes ago. You know, that makes sense. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. So yeah, but I see this kind of going up, 1666. That's what I'm telling you right now, because it made what's called an ascending triangle, which is a 68% chance of a break to the upside. So it's already forming a little bit of a base. I have no moving averages to go on. I have no RSI. It's not in the overbought region yet. So it still has room to move to get up in here between 70 and 80. And I got nothing on the MACD. I got other templates that I use. I haven't discussed that yet because it's like super high technical. If you really want to get into like the way all different types of stuff. But this is Market Cipher. I'm trying to see if I get anything out of Market Cipher. I can't. Wish I had like a 30-second time frame. I don't know if that's possible. Oh, there is. Look. Let's add the 5-second. The 5 seconds gonna actually give us some. I'm not premium, so I can't watch the 5-second. Come on. Can I get the 30-second? I get no seconds. Seconds would be great for this scalp right now. Damn. Oh well. Ooh, we just posted some heavy action now. Look at that. 1578. We went up. Right now in front of us, 1530. I really think there's going to be a nice 8% gain. What you do now is you buy here. This is what's called a retest. You can buy here. Put your stop loss below this trend line. What's good about this is if it goes below this line, that invalidates the trade because now this isn't a triangle anymore. You got to start over. So that's how I play it. I find a good pattern. I play that pattern. I put my stop loss where it would invalidate the pattern. That way you can walk away and say, hey, it didn't do what I said it was going to do anyway, so what's the point? Why am I going to have malaise? Why am I going to think? Why am I going to like spend time doing this? Now remember, we went over Snap yesterday. What did we say about Snap? I was saying it would be good accumulation in that 1666 region. And now we're seeing that. Actually, wouldn't mind going back to that stream and seeing what I said about Snap. I truly love doing that. If you don't know who Jim Rickards is, you should follow him. He says gold's going 10K to 5K. And I believe him. I own a lot of gold, but that's not only the only reason. I have a feeling that that's a good idea. All right. I just want to go back to my stream from yesterday. You're looking for 7-to-1s, 5-to-1s, constantly. And it doesn't always work out. Stop rap now. But this is like a challenge. If Bitcoin is $27, I'll buy you a beer. Hey man, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. And I'm happy that you're still watching. I never know if someone's still watching. Just trying to see what I said about Snap. What I call play money. I think it was right here, somewhere around after Tesla. We went over Snap.
Really loud.
Right here. Hey! I'll be off soon and you can do whatever you want. It's hard when you have to watch your kid at home while you're actually a live streamer. So let's just say I wanted to buy Snap for $2,000. I would make my first buy today, right now, at 1701 for about $600. Between 5 and 700, depending. I would make between 4 and 3 buys. Between 3 and 5 buys on that $2,000, depending on how the market felt that day and what was going on. Right now at 1701, it looks like this could possibly be heavy support because we saw resistance here. So you could take a stab at that. I actually would allocate a little more. I would put $700 in right now into Snap. Okay, I would hold $700 for it to come back down into this 16 region in the 618. At that point, I really don't think it will retrace anymore. So let's look at it on the weekly and get like a broad. Pretty nice. Had you sold the top there. That means this could be in for some more. I basically said you probably get a chance to accumulate it down into this 16 region here. And that's kind of what happened. Went to 1683. Now it's kind of bouncing back up. So it kind of went into that region there where and then you ought to be in for 700. Right now you'd be down minimally. I think my advice was all right there. Let's see what happens though. We will see as the day goes on. All right, what am I trading right now and what's going on and what you should be looking into? ICX is very appealing, okay? Number one, let's get out of the 1 minute and get to the 4 hour where we can really see what's going on. The move was parabolic. It should make a little bit of a retracement, but it's almost near the 0.5 again. If it gets to 35, that would be the time to start buying more ICX. So that's something I really like. I'm into trading right now. Right now, I'm in a bunch of trades. I put it on Twitter. I showed basically every trade I'm in, letting you guys know. But I am in Bitcoin for BTS shares. I got in there at 329. It's at 326 right now. Last night it did go to 348. Should have pulled the trigger. I was up 7%, but it was like 2 in the morning, and I just wanted to go to bed. It's the issue with trading. Then I bought Engine Coin. I was down $89. It was about to hit my stop loss. Now I'm down $8. So it's a difference a day makes. I got USD Link at 284. It's now at 286. I'm up 0.8%. I got more Link at 285. That's up. Yeah, so 2 buys are about 1.9. I got in at 284 and I got one at 285. So I put 1,100 in and I put another 1,000 in. So in Link for 2,000, I'm in XTZ for 1,000. That's up 1.4% right now. I think that's going to have a nice big move. And then I'm in XRP. I just want to see XRP break 30 cents and I'm going to give it a sell. I'm just giving a little run, $900 in XRP. Nothing crazy. So those are the trades for the day. I was heavy in Bitcoin, decided to move off. Had this weird feeling, but I should have stayed in on it. It is what it is, though. You can't beat yourself up. You can't be perfect. But what you can do is stay in the game. And that's what the plan is, to stay in the game. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Really appreciate you coming into my live stream on Instagram. Really appreciate you coming to my live stream on YouTube. It means the world to me. Anyone that takes the time to watch my live stream, really appreciate it. But so, why Link? And where would you buy Link? Well, Link's now breaking out of this giant triangle. And it's kind of retesting on the trend line right now. Good time to buy, in my opinion. And there's 19% gains awaiting us. 119% gains awaiting us, up to 540. Link is a strong coin people know a lot about. Once it gets to 540, there may be some retracements, and we may hang out on the $3, $4. This is really the time. Like, see this move here? Then we kind of jerked around, and now I think we're ready for one of these. Phew, phew. Watch out for Link. Link is connected to almost every coin. Every coin's going to need it in a way, or it's going to have competitors of some type, or people are going to have to replicate what Link does. Very interesting. But yeah, I would never sleep on Link. XTZ. Why XTZ? XTZ lets you stake your coins, and you get 6% a year. You can stake them on Coinbase. You can stake them on your Ledger Nano X or your S, I believe, either one. And with that connected, you're getting 6% a year. And then you can roll your 6% back into it and get more. So you can compound. 5 years from now, you could be living off your XTZ. And that's reality. You put like 20 grand in XTZ right now, which is my opinion, something worth doing. You could see yourself getting, as it goes up, not only will it appreciate and go up to $5, $6, $8. So you'll 4x your money, but you'll also be getting 6% a year when you 4x. Another thing is if it goes down 10%, you're gonna get that. You're really only losing 4% because you're gonna get your 6% a year. So it is an incentive for a lot of people not to sell, so the coin doesn't sell off as hard. So you have to remember these things. XTZ is fundamentally a good play right now. There's a bunch of reasons why. And let's look at XMR, which is MONERO. So MONERO is just in a tumbling downtrend, like almost everything. From 114 that day in June, like everything just spiked. I thought that was it. I thought we were ready to have a bull market. I got FOMO. I actually bought some things a little too high. Bought some Cardano at 8 cents. I thought this may be my last chance to get these assets. So let's look where we're gonna go here. How can we go? So we're actually really at 70% of this run. Breaking out. So you see by the breakout of the wedge, you see what I'm saying here? I'm showing you these things. And boom, there's the breakout. So you wait. You got to be patient. And what you could do is accumulate on this trend line. Like you can make a buy here at 54. Then you make another buy at 45. And then you make another one at 40. As it keeps hitting that trend line, it's only a matter of time till it breaks out. So especially if it's a known asset like MONERO, man. It's like one of the best privacy coins in the market. All right, well, let's get into the crazy news. There's a lot going on. So IEOs are not dead. Binance Launchpad WRX soars over 600%, the IEO price. WRX soars over 600% from the IU price. It's the first initial offering to take place on the Binance Launchpad. It was completed on February 4th, and it raised a total of $2 million. The sale saw 100 million WRX tokens distributed to the lucky winners, each one which cost them 0.018 at the time of this writing. So you could also get into you could try to win these tokens on Binance. I haven't researched all that. I've never really done one of those, but you can basically if you own a certain amount of a certain coin, Binance coin usually, then they give you some of these coins to people who have tickets, and you see if you get a ticket, you win a lottery. So it's selling at 13 cents, which is at 550% more than its sale price. However, the token peaked at 14.4, which is an increase of exactly 700%. Given that the past few IEOs on Binance Launchpad were more or less disappointment for those who invested in them, this comes as good news. Yeah, and it's a new cryptocurrency exchange. It introduces a new cryptocurrency exchange that claims to have advanced trading interface as well as features that allow seamless trade of digital assets. The WRX token is based on Binance's decentralized exchange, Binance Chain. The Launchpad IEO saw 10% of the total supply sold, capping at 1 million tokens. According to the official introduction page, the exchange already had a live open order book, which will allow its users to buy and sell more than 80 different cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, BNB, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Litecoin, and so forth. Wow. Big news, big news, big news. That's what I like to see is Warren Buffett pass on Google. Is he making the same mistake with Bitcoin? Of course he is. Passing on Google and knowing better too. Buffett admitted his mistake with Google to CNBC back in 2017. But the legendary investor remarks about Google are making the rounds again this week. Just imagine having something that every time you hit a click, the cash register rung somewhere around California. A year later, I should have got Google. It's a great find, something that costs a penny and sells for $1. And is habit forming. This doesn't cost anything, and it's very useful. Bitcoin's holding company Berkshire Hathaway actually had an insider's view of Google's potential and still missed out. You know, a lot of people say he's the greatest investor ever, but he invested in Coca-Cola, which kills tons of people. It's really unhealthy. I don't know. People would say, oh, well, you invest in Bitcoin, and it's, they make plastic Bitmain and all this other stuff. But I think Buffett is definitely blowing another opportunity. And seeing that he said he blew it, why wouldn't he hedge? I bet he's hedged. He's not a fool. But I bet he doesn't go on and tell people he hedged because then he'll get torn up in the media. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I'm all over the coronavirus. If you look at, I'm going to be live tonight. My last few streams, check them out. I actually got some good movement. People were into them. But my last few streams, yeah, I was showing the coronavirus. That's kind of I took it upon myself because I was doing so much and talking so much. I was like, you know what? People need to know the truth, man. And I talk about whistleblowers.
Last year, but it was happening.
I show you that the crematoriums are full. I went on the news. If you really want, you go to this website here. I'll show you. Type in New Tang Dynasty. And this is out of New York City. And they work with Beijing. And yeah. WNTD.com. And then you want to get Google Translate and you want to translate the page. My phone was showing it. And then you just kind of go through these pictures and they show you things you don't want to know, honestly. Yeah. I say after watching this and seeing the news, they're saying that the crematoriums are so full that they can't even get through all the bodies. And one crematorium can do between 1.5 and 3 hours. So they could say they get between 115 and 224 bodies a day. And yeah, I was just saying it's morally. I just like to invest in things that I also see freedom in. I don't see any freedom in Coca-Cola. You keep drinking Coca-Cola, you're gonna be inside not being able to move with diabetes. Wuhan pneumonia is an offensive biological warfare weapon. Right? The pneumonia crisis in Wuhan has never reached its bottom. After Harvard University epidemiologists revealed that the epidemic was a thermonuclear weapon level plague. Harvard authorities made it clear that the virus was an offensive biological warfare weapon that had leaked from the Wuhan BSL laboratory. Shortly after the outbreak of the pneumonia in Wuhan, American scientists have warned that the new coronavirus may escape from the P4 laboratory. May have escaped. I mean, they did say that. A bunch of different people have said that. We haven't verified that yet. Who cares if it did or not? Now we're in the middle of it. Natural News also reported, well, I guess it does matter because they're trying to find the origin and stop it. But if it came from there, they won't find the origin. Recently, Harvard Dr. Francis Boyle, who's famous for writing biological weapons law, said in an interview with Geopolitics of Empire of Regional Politics and Empire that the Wuhan Wuhan pneumonia virus is an outbreak. It's an offensive biological warfare weapon. I think we're looking at pneumonic plague, guys. Yeah, I'm not calling it coronavirus. I think that's a nice euphemism. It's the bubonic plague. I've actually had videos of people falling down that are young, you know. Those Coca-Cola polar bears got stuck down on the North Pole because of their insulin bills. Independent genomics research also have confirmed that the coronavirus has accepted the fact that SARS gene has been inserted as part of a weaponization program. The National Journal has also, it's basically HIV, pneumonia, and SARS kind of mixed into a nice little cocktail. It's true. It is true what's sad about capitalism. It's all about making that money. No one cares about who gets hurt in the process, right? And that's not cool. Like, we need to go back into consciousness. Every action has to have a step of consciousness behind it. Like for instance, I have my daughter here in the room. If I jump around and scream or act crazy, I'm not being conscious for her. And that's not a conscious behavior. I have to think of the generational path that my actions create, right? Also, it's a good thing about having a child. You start to do things more morally because you realize that the earth won't be yours. It will be hers. And what kind of place do you want to leave for your kids? What kind of place, what kind of example do you want to lead for your kids? And, I struggle every day with all my own issues of impulsivities and my ADHD. And, I've been through a lot. Yeah, they don't care. And they're doing it now. Like, this could be something with this vaccine. You even look at China, man, hiding all this stuff, right? On the 25th, Dr. Eric Fang Ding, an epidemiologist who taught Harvard University, tweeted that the RL value of the new turned out to be 3.8. And I showed you that 3.8 means that in 20 cycles, guys, meaning first one person gets it, they give it to 3.8 people, which is basically 4 people. Those 4 people give it to 16 people. Those 16 people give it to 4 times 6, 24, 4, right, to 64 people. 64 people times 4 is 240. 4 times 4 is 16, 256, and so on and so forth. And that's how, when I did the math, and China's trying to tell me, China, you got billions of people in the world. Billions. You got 2 billion people. You have cities of 11 million, 26 million in Beijing. You're going to tell me that a virus that's spreading rapidly only has 27,000 cases? Like, it's laughable. Like, this stuff is just the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's almost shameful. And it's shameful now to the American media who's still playing into this. Like, if you go to CNN, right, or you go to all these other places, they're still talking about the fact that they're still talking about 27,000 infections. It's just a lie, man. Like, it's ridiculous, right? This guy, I was reading about this whistleblower on New Tang Dynasty days. Like, this news is hitting this New Tang Dynasty site way faster. If you really want to know what's going on with the Wuhan virus, you want to be here on this site. They're going to basically break it down. They're going to show you the crematoriums. They're going to show you the dead bodies in the bags. They're going to show you how fast this thing is spreading and how many people are dying. And it's a really fast rate. But yeah, a small percentage of the world, they're going to just tell us what the hell they want. Let's get back into crypto. Enough on the coronavirus. We'll do that tonight. But it is affecting the world, and it's affecting what's going on. Yeah, they're trying to say 27,000 confirmed. It's hilarious to me. Like, I'm not an idiot. I was lied to a lot. And like I said, I was born at night, but not last night, okay? Yeah, they can't confirm them fast enough, and they're refusing to actually. That's what the basic of this, if you go here, and you're going to read accounts. And what I do is I actually go to, like, a YouTube channel with the video. They usually send me to YouTube somehow. I end up getting to YouTube, so you have to translate all this stuff. And I actually would go obsessively, guys, and I would translate all of the YouTube comments on a lot of these videos, and some of them were people in China saying, what was going on. So it's invaded Beijing. Several Red Cross generations in Beijing have confirmed to the Epoch Times that multiple government and army complexes have been sealed. The Red second generation that have been infected are infected. Visit the SARS Special Defense Prevention and Treatment Hospital that year. Senior Beijing officials are afraid of hiding in their homes. Oh my God. The pivotal meeting convened a few days ago is likely to be a meeting because Lu has been to Wuhan and several members of the standing committee are afraid to sit with Li. They think he's going to get sick. The February 5th Epoch Times reporter confirmed that a Red Storm generation who originally lived in Beijing, that the pneumonia epidemic in Wuhan had invaded the compound of Beijing authorities. But how many people were infected was unclear. The second generation and relatives infected with the epidemic are currently being concentrated. The China-Japan Friendship Hospital in Beijing. This hospital is designated for hospital. Once it hits Beijing, guys, it's over, because Beijing, you got a lot of people. I think it's worth noting, though, that 560 dead but didn't recover, and the recovery rate is rising faster. Yeah, but we're not, Scott, the issue is this. I love having conversations with people because they keep telling me they know what's going on. All I'm telling you is what I'm seeing, okay? I'm seeing people say that they walk around from hospital to hospital. They ended up not getting tested, and when they don't get tested, when they don't, no, honestly, these articles are real, because what I'm doing is they're showing you pictures, and actually you can do the math, Marcus. You don't have to read the articles. Look at a town, like, you can use your own mind. Like, smoke a joint, let your mind expand, right? Take some mushrooms, and what will happen, you'll do this. You'll sit, like, I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing Wuhan. I'm seeing them. Now we know that the communist government will lie. We already know that. So we know, and we saw, I can show you articles what they did in SARS. I can show you articles in SARS, and how basically what I do is I use history to tell the future. History will show you what will happen in the future. So all you have to do is do heavy research in the history, and it will kind of explain certain things that could come to fruition in the future. So if you look at the SARS epidemic, what they did was, actually, this is how I do this. I can simply change your brain to understand this, Marcus. So follow me along really, really slowly. Give me 1 minute. 30,000 people die of the flu in America, but only like a few thousand people die of the flu in China. But China has more people. How is that possible? The flu is killing a lot of people in China. But the issue in China is if you have diabetes or a lung infection or something, and then you get the flu and you die, they say you died of the lung infection. They don't say you died of the flu. In America, they do the same thing. They do something differently. If you have diabetes but you die of the flu, they write that you died of the flu. So we already see that China doesn't basically diagnose what they don't want to statistically write about. So they did that with the flu. So we already know that they don't fully diagnose, okay? Secondly, we look at the SARS virus. And when SARS came out in 2003, people basically got infected, and they said there was 800 dead. We know there was probably maybe 80,000 people died in SARS. There's a chance a lot more people died. We know that the government, they lied. And actually, I can show you the articles showing you the statistical analysis of how many people got sick, how much the government was lying. So now we go from there. We go, okay, they lied about the SARS epidemic. Now we go to something that they're telling you is spreading way faster than SARS with an R0 of 3.8, okay? That's been determined, that it's spreading extremely fast, okay? I am open-minded to believe that all these videos are fake, that there's no virus at all, and that is all created by the news, because I'm not there, right? So we can go as far as what you're saying. If you want to go as far as you're saying, we could say that there's no virus at all, that this is all made up by the media, right? I have still yet to see anybody sick in my life, right? All I'm seeing is some masks and things and rumors. How do we know it's real? My thing is this. There's people in China that have flown here to Flushing, and they're talking to their relatives. And if you don't believe me, I guess I have to show you right now, because I guess you don't realize that you can go to Chinese Twitter and you can read about people saying, I'm stuck in my house. Also, I can tell you haven't gone to any of my live streams where I literally have been discussing this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Again, though, if someone doesn't want to believe something, it's really hard to force them to believe it. But right here is basically, I just read stories of people, and it's their stories. Like, I walked around and around and around, and I tried to get us, like they said, I walked so far, I went into one hospital. Basically, this is what happens, and I read about it. You're in a community. The one lady said 6 people died in my community last night. This was 5 days ago, and she said there's 800 communities, okay? So that means maybe 400 or 500 people were dying a night. And now it's been days and days. And also, this started in mid-November. This wasn't just beginning. Like, it was an epidemic of a few hundred people. Like, they had 500 people dead before they were even talking about it. Then when like 1,000 people died, that's when they started going crazy. So I'm just showing you that they lied. And now they're even coming out and saying that the communist government lied. Like, they didn't want this to come out. Their pride was so big that they let their people get really, really sick. And now there's so many people going into the hospital, they can't handle it. Okay, so many people are dying in the hospital, they're just sending them to the crematoriums. The people at the crematoriums are so tired, they're saying they can barely work anymore because there's just body after body after body after body after body. So it's, like here, look at this. Only 2,000 kits a day, they say they're having in Wuhan. So they could only actually tell you that 2,000 people are getting it a day. But what happens is someone walks around and they never get tested, and then they fall on the street or they go home and they die, and China says they died of viral pneumonia. They don't say they died of the coronavirus, and they don't get added to the statistics because they were never tested. If you die but you never get tested, you don't get added to the statistics, but they don't have enough test kits to test the people to add them to the statistics. It's the snake biting its tail. It's obvious to me. If this isn't obvious to you, did I not explain something? Do you not understand what I'm saying? It's pretty black and white here. They don't have the test kits. There's more people sick than they can test. If you die before you get tested, they don't say you actually died of the virus, right? A blast in Wuhan. The emergency room changed into a morgue. There are over 2,000 test boxes per day in the city. Only inpatients are tested. Outpatient clinics do not. Most of the infectious people die at home. And now there's thousands of people inside of their houses dead. And I don't know if you've seen the videos, but they're actually sealing people into their homes. The population of China is probably over 2 billion. Let's just see. We're not going to get the real data here too, because this is part of population control. If we knew it was getting so big, let's see. I think it's 1.5 million. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. So they're saying, yeah, look, 1.2 million right here. So wow. In China, it was in 1951 they had 569 million. I know, right? The trade war, man. So they had 569 million people in 1951, right? The current population of China is 1.4 billion, dude. I almost nailed it. I mean, I was 200 million off, right? China is estimated at 1.4 people at mid-year. Chinese population is equivalent to 18% of the total world population. They make up a fifth of the entire world, man. Wow. So basically, for us to, and they live so tightly packed, and like for them to tell us, for them to say that there's only 27,000 people infected is insane, you know? Like it just, to me, it's hilarious. So a lot of people are basically don't get treated and they have to go into isolation. I mean, do you want me to show you the videos of people being pulled away because they're sick? I mean, let's get into it. You want to get into it? Let's get into it. Like if you get sick and some people don't want to go in, how about the guy breaking the chair? How about the new hospital they made? It's a freaking the new hospital is literally a concentration camp. I'm gonna show you. The cruise ship has 10 people on it. Imagine being stuck on that cruise ship. That's not a lie. God, you know. One person per household can go out every 2 days. Like that's what they're doing. If it wasn't so bad, if there was only 27,000 people in front of millions of people, they wouldn't care. Like they wouldn't be taking precautions of this nature. So every 2 days you can go out and buy food, but only one person can leave the house, you know? It's continued to spread. Since the closure of Wuhan, more than 30 cities in mainland China have implemented blockade measures of various sizes. Right now, Wuhan is basically locked down. Like you can't go in, you can't go out. If you're in there and you're trying to leave, they won't let you leave. Like you're in martial law. And if you get sick and they test you, they drag you to one of these hospitals, or if they see someone that they think is really sick, they bring them to a ward. And I've seen people like, you know, yeah, there's no way. Basically, if we had 0.01% of China's population infected, like 10% of 1.6 billion, right, is what, 160 million? Yeah. So 1% of that is 1.6 million. So if 0.01%, that'd be 160,000, right? And obviously, and I'm not the only one saying this stuff, guys. Like, I'm not the only one saying this. You can go to the Lancet report, and the Lancet report is basically a bunch of like high-known biological doctors, people who have PhDs, and what they're doing is they're basically talking about oral influenza vaccination, a possible, now they just want to give you a vaccine right in your mouth, just spray it right in your mouth. All right, but the Lancet, I just wanted to show you, they did a whole report on this. They're saying you can't. So here's their hub page. They were coming out and saying that there's going to be 175,000 that will double by February 4th to 250,000. If you take a cruise, you're rolling the dice on a free quarantine. I would never take a cruise. You put a gun to my head, I'd never take a cruise. Never a million years. Like it's crazy. But yes, the Lancet. It's crazy now when I Google things. So these guys are smarter than me, and I was actually coming to this myself, and then I found they were saying the same thing. This is crazy now. It's like I read it all the time, and now I can't find it. You know what it is though? I'm on DuckDuckGo. And like Google is better, which sucks, but it's true. I've just amassed so much data from so many places that I'm not going to be lied to. Like, I know what's going on. I know there's a lot of people really sick. And I'm pretty sure it'll get here to America and it will spread pretty fast. And I'm not saying I'll die. I'll probably get it. If I do get it, I think I'll beat it back. But now a mother is giving it to the daughter. I don't know if you've seen that, but a mother's giving it to the daughter. I didn't really want to make this about the coronavirus. I wanted to do that tonight. But you guys wanted to talk about it a little bit. And I just wanted to give you some insight into what's really happening. So yeah, the front line of the epidemic, right? They're talking about doctors who are one doctor died, man. He passed out. He passed away, 28 years old, man. People were dying at young ages of this. 4 walking sharks found in trouble. What the hell? Wuhan, U.S. Congressman, virus may come from the P4 laboratory of the Chinese Communist Party. More than one people have said that, but we don't. I'm not going to get into that right now because that's speculation. I just want to talk about what's happening to the people. Like, I was just talking about what's going on with the people. You can go to Chinese Twitter, all sorts of different stuff. Okay. And it's kind of weird is their news is not as aggressive today as it's been in the last few days. Almost like, were they warned? Did they lose a contact that they had? So live playback. This kind of goes through like all the different things that are going on. But I got videos of people dragging people away. Watch. This brings you to Chinese YouTube. Okay. Try to translate it.
好，我们现在看到的
Everything
是
is Chinese here.
在世界梦号游轮一个网友发的一些视频，他是进行了一个直播。
I mean, you can see the lines at these hospitals. They go on for days.
听到的。
Obviously, don't know what the hell they're saying. So I go to Chinese YouTube right here. Not that dude. And today I'm not getting as aggressive news, which is really strange. Last night. So here they're talking about the reality in Wuhan.
凌晨，杨洋在同济医院被检测为病毒性肺炎感染，但
His
医院
father's
不给
entire
检
lungs
测
are
盒，
white. The doctor's
所
so
以不
tired
能
he
确
wears
诊
diapers
是
to
否
work.
是新型
Like
冠状
it's,
病毒感染。
you know.
这个怎么说呢？现在就是整个武汉的医疗对吗？
So look, this is that
中国武汉肺炎
hospital.
疫情
This
爆发，
hospital
中共
has
急建医院收治病患。中共军方2号宣布，从全军各医疗单位抽组
Yeah,
1400
I'm
名医
not
护人
going
员，
into
陆续
Chinatown,
进驻
man.
武汉
Not even
火
near
神山医
Flushing.
院，
Like, there's a
参与
chance I
武
bring it
汉
home
肺
to my
炎
daughter.
治疗救治。
So look, this is what this place looks like. There's doors that you can only open from the outside. There's bars everywhere. It's a concentration camp. They're gonna put people there that are dying that don't want to be in there, and they're gonna leave them there to die. Like, look at these things. They're prisons. This is a prison cell. Like,
外面有针，里面没有针，里面打不开。原来就锁到这儿，前面到外面。
中国网友对该医院似乎去领到了医院，医院却
people are in waiting rooms with dead bodies next to them, dude.
官方报道，
If there's only
在各大医院
27,000 dead,
官方
only
专家
500
抵
people
拦。
dead, they would have been able to kill those 2 bodies in 2 days. All the 500 dead would have been killed in 2 days with the crematorium, and that would be it.
我们工作，请你配合。我们也不想要。现在必须进来的。好，今天我要走的。你想好没？好，这边来出事。
You got videos of the police just dragging people away. They're all masked up. If you're sick and you don't want to go to isolation, you know that you've heard the stories that of people dying in isolation, so you don't want to go to isolation, and they're dragging you there anyway. It's really sad. Like, you got videos of people getting dragged off the bus. This lady don't want to wear a mask. He's saying wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask. You wear a mask. No, I don't want to wear a mask.
这个事儿的。
All
可能得到的消息
These are real
比较
videos. The people are having a hard time getting the message out. So it's sad, man. It's really sad. Yeah.
So, does the government support the inclusion of Taiwan in international discussion?
Nonsense right now. But I'll put together a show tonight where I'll do a deep dive and I'll have it all ready for you
军业
guys to
坦
see
言，
what's
率
really
团前
going
往
on.
武汉支援时，发现
Now Wenzhou is getting hit.
中国官媒
Wenzhou
报
is
武汉客
10 hours from Wuhan, and now it's soon that will be shut down
好的，
as
还是
well. Everyone will be dying inside their homes. It's only a matter of time. This thing's just going to keep moving. They're spraying cities down. Like they were spraying Beijing, one of the biggest cities in the world. Shanghai was shut down. Look at this. They're just putting boards around beds. Like it's not. This isn't a place where you're going to get better. This is a place where you can lay down and die. Now, what about all the people going to the bathroom? Like, a lot of these people are going to get so sick they can't move, so they have a bedpan. And the bedpan's going to get full of feces and urine and, like, I don't know, man. Like, I know they're lying to us. Whatever. I got off topic a little bit. So Ethereum Classic now starting to move down. Funny, 1181. Had a big pump up, and now it's just didn't seem to want to move, man. It's interesting. Went all the way back to 10.9, then one got bought back up. Oh yeah, you guys see Mike Novogratz? He calls out Ripple, said it's not going to go anywhere, and then Brad Garlinghouse calls him out. Like, this is pretty cool. Let's go to Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse. Oh yeah, no, that hospital is a concentration camp. Like, obviously a concentration camp, guaranteed. Okay, so we show the thread, and you show Mike Novogratz saying that XRP will have another lackluster year in 2020. Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz recently told a room full of financial advisors. Is this thing on? I get a fact check on Isle CoinDesk. XRP has outperformed Bitcoin and the broader crypto market in 2020. XRP is up 44%, 19.1 cents to 25.5 cents, versus Bitcoin's 33%, 7,100 to 9,500 so far this year. Also, this is the same guy that said Bitcoin will go to 20K in 2019, not Nostradamus. He did predict Tom Hanks would win an Oscar for Mr. Rogers. Maybe this is the prediction he'll get right. Personally voting for Brad Pitt, though. I think that's hilarious. So now, in the news here, we see Mike Novogratz kind of eating his own words, and I want to see what he has to say. Novogratz backpedals after getting called out for his earlier criticism. On Thursday, Mike Novogratz, a former Goldman Sachs partner, as well as a former CEO of a crypto-faced merchant bank, Galaxy Digital, has some nice things to say about Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and the digital asset XRP, a day after getting roasted by the Ripple CEO for his negative comments. Here is the timeline for the drama. On Thursday, so I already took you through the tweet. I showed you what he said. Following the discussion, Novogratz took questions from the audience, and he said Ripple, the company, owns 60 billion of the coins of XRP. That's a lot of it. When I'm buying a stock, if I know someone's selling 10 billion worth of it at some price, it makes me less excited to buy the stock. Shortly after, blah, blah, blah. This prompted Novogratz to come to Twitter late last night and explain through a series of tweets his alleged criticism. Galaxy is a big investor in Ripple Labs. I would like to see them do well. Brad Garlinghouse has done a great job as CEO. I commented the XRP tokens underperformed Bitcoin last year because Ripple owns a lot of them. I have been also solely long Bitcoin for the past 15 months. This year, the broader alt market, including XRP, has outperformed Bitcoin. This has surprised me. That said, I see more and more large accounts getting educated and setting up to be accumulators of Bitcoin and believe on risk-adjusted basis is the best place to bet on crypto. Bitcoin has found a place as a weapon in macro portfolios, as a digital gold, a hard asset. All other cryptos are venture bets and will only have lasting value if they become a product that is useful. ETH might be the best true level people build on. If it does, it's a great bet. Yeah, you know, I agree with him. Like, if I'm in any of these altcoins, like, you're gonna sell them after a big pump, you know. But Bitcoin, you're gonna stake and hold as basically digital gold for a long time. And that's facts on facts. Follow me, please, on Twitter. Kind of gaining some momentum. I'd like to get to 1,600 followers. We're at 1,544. I did this pretty funny. Me, after getting a wedding invited that says cash bar. That's Nancy Pelosi ripping up the State of the Union. I thought that was funny. And I'm a libertarian now. I don't associate with Democratic Party. I don't associate with the Republican Party. I'm a libertarian, and I stand by that. And I came to those terms a while back when I was just sickened by both parties. And I feel like the two-party system is a broken system. We need to have any party system. We need to have any chain system. 500 million transactions have been processed on the Bitcoin network to date. Bitcoin data shows that the total number of transactions processed on the Bitcoin network surpassed 500 million this month, at a time in which the price of Bitcoin moves towards the 10,000 mark after surpassing 9,500 for the first time this month. I'm telling you, man, it's growing. Tron's Justin Sun loses appetite as Elon Musk Dogecoin's Warren Buffett. A month after Tron canceled his lunch plans with Warren Buffett, owing in case of kidney stones, Sun finally got his chance to sell crypto to the investment mogul at a price dinner on 23rd January. However, in a strange turn of events, Ambi Crypto learned that Justin Sun's charity dinner with investment was interrupted by someone not on the guest list, Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. The 40-year-old technology entrepreneur was escorted out of Omaha's Happy Hollow Club after Musk refused to let the Berkshire Hathaway CEO have his dessert before he had been sold on the idea of Dogecoin. So they took him out. Like, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX was elected CEO of Dogecoin via a public poll back in April 2019. However, he has resigned soon after his election. While the Omaha Police Department is yet to comment on the matter, witnesses report have been very revealing and give a clear picture of what transpired at a private country club. According to the witnesses, Musk, who had been hiding in the restroom, accosted Buffett when he was heading for the loo. "You gotta buy Dogecoin. Do the Doge," Musk was heard telling Buffett as the chocolate creme brulee was being served. The Oracle of Omaha, who had gone 2 hours without his cans of cherry Coke, politely refused. However, Musk refused to relent and took Tron CEO Justin Sun, who had gone over to shill Tron to the maitre d's place besides Buffett. Following repeated attempts to ask him to leave, the former Dogecoin CEO was escorted out by the police. However, not before Musk asked restaurant customers to do the Doge. While the nature of a police action against Musk is unclear, the entrepreneur had a chance to respond online. Had the opportunity to talk to the Oracle of Omaha about Dogecoin and its unlimited potential. Mr. Buffett was very convinced by my pitch. Anyone saying otherwise is peddling fake news. Come on, people, do the Doge. I feel like the banks never learned after the bailouts, and we could be headed for another subprime mort crisis. Next time, no bailout. Fuck the banks. Blockchain is embraced. No, that's what's going to happen. We're all going to just dump right out of the banks. Our money's going to pour into Bitcoin. I'm in a great place, man. If you own gold and Bitcoin, like, you're basically sitting there with your mouth open, ready for the golden stream. That sounds weird. I just messed up right now, guys. Waiting for the golden stream. But you're sitting there with your arms open, waiting for abundance to come into your life. And that's a fact. You know, it's a fact. Bitcoin's going to storm through alt season. It's very possible, too. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I got to jump off. It was a great time. I feel like we got a lot done. We talked about a lot of different things. I connected. My portfolio is the highest it's been in a long time. I'm super excited. And my trades are all moving well. Let me go over the trades again that I'm in. So maybe if you'd like to take a stab or you want to see what's going on. I'm in Bitcoin. I bought BitShares for Bitcoin at 328. We're sitting at 330. I bought Engine for Bitcoin at 130.91 at 1391 sats. We're at 1381 sats. I bought USD Link at 284. We're sitting at 289. I'm up 1.9%. I bought USD Tether XDZ. I bought that at 215. We're at 218. I'm currently up 1.6%. I bought another a second batch of Link at 285. It's now at 289. We're up 1.4%. And I bought some Ripple. We're up 0.33%. There's my 33. And so that's what's going on right now. I also have a huge long-term holding. Let me show you what's in my long-term holdings. I was streaming live to Instagram, but then I looked at my phone and it was black. I guess it just ends live streams after a while, which is pretty funny. I just got a story. Okay. I'm just going over my portfolio for you guys. I'm not going to say exactly what I have, but I'm going to show you every coin I own. I own Bitcoin. It's my biggest percentage, okay? I own a lot of Bitcoin. Not a lot, but I own a decent amount. I own Ethereum. I own Ethereum Classic. I own Monero. I own ADA Cardano. I own XRP. I own Binance Coin, BNB Coin. I own Tron, TRX. I own ICX. I own Syndicator. I own Litecoin. I own BitTorrent because I got them airdropped to me constantly through Tron. And I own KuCoin shares. I also have a bag of XRP. Yeah, okay, that's it. And then I also have these that I'm trading. Right now, the trading pairs that look like they're gonna be pumping is Storm. MCO is really good. It's a coin. If you don't know what MCO is, let me just school you on that, because MCO is really cool. You actually go to crypto.com, which they own crypto.com, which is kind of... I actually applied for this card like years ago, but now because of the bit license in New York, I can't participate in so many different parts. I'm really happy about moving to Massachusetts, because once I move to Massachusetts, I'm going to be able to get my own crypto card. This is really cool.
Bitcoin, the best money we've ever had.
Yes.
With a different kind of money comes a different kind of card. A metal card, powered by crypto. Every time you spend, you get 3% back instantly.
Instantly.
Want more? We've got that too.
5% on mobile, 5%
Paired
on
with
planes,
a powerful
5% on
and
computers.
secure app that lets you manage your digital assets in one place. Have an issue? Connect with a real person 24/7. Don't like fees? Neither do we. Oh, one more thing. How about these perks?
LT8, 100% rebate, 100%
The future
rebate,
is
Spotify.
here. Reserve yours now.
So you get Netflix for free. You get I mean, if you're not into this MCO card, look, you get Netflix free, you get Spotify free, 10% off Expedia, 10% off Airbnb, which is good because they put a lot of fees in there, so then it kind of cancels those fees. No fee and monthly withdrawal. This is awesome, man. I wanted this card so bad. I was in line for it for so long, and like I waited and waited and waited and waited, and then Bit License blocked the card from any New Yorkers joining the space. Really got me. Like it's kind of unfair, man. You know. I'm getting into bots. You can run bots. It's pretty cool how you run bots. You can do dollar cost average bots. You can do grid bots. All different types of bots. And yeah, a bunch of bots right now are making 3% a day. I can show you the bots. I want to get into that. Ooh, we just had a pump right now. Everything just went up. A little bit. We're now up 2% in Link. 1.7 in XEZ. 1.7 in the other Link. Nice. XRP just took a little dump. But yeah, the only position I'm down on is Engine Coin. And I was up on it like a little bit ago. So we'll see how the day goes. Yeah. I'm really excited though. Canopy Grow Corp, something I'm always watching. I sold my Canopy at 26. Should have bought back in at 18. I didn't. I'm thinking of actually taking everything I had in Canopy and moving it into Bitcoin for the moment. When Bitcoin doubles up and pumps with the halving, I'll then take a chunk out and go back into Canopy. It's kind of an idea that I'm thinking of playing. This is kind of what's called a retest, which is, it's a strange retest though. Messy. Fell through. But it's still holding this trend line now. Could be a good time to purchase some Ethereum Classic because it could be retesting. And you can just put a stop loss right here, 1140, or even under this trend line here somewhere. Let me just make this bigger. It's a possible trade right here. And you put your stop loss like somewhere right here, 1178, 1175, and you buy right now at 12. And basically, the least you can lose, like say you even put 10 grand in right now, you could lose $100, right? 200 bucks. And what's the potential gains? I mean, you could see us going up 30%. Imagine making 3 grand and only risking 200. That's what we're talking about in crypto. So that's a trade I'm talking about now. We'll revisit that tomorrow and see what goes on. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me just make sure I didn't skip any news that I really want to talk about. We went over the transactions. We talked about that hilarious meeting between Elon Musk and Warren Buffett. Crypto market could be due for a 2-year bull run, says top analyst. A recent rally across the major crypto assets is hinting beginning of what could be an overlong bull cycle, says Satoshi Flipper. He's a really well-known guy too. I like Satoshi Flipper. The top crypto analyst asserted in a tweet published on Thursday that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may stay in an upward trend for the next years. He explained that bull runs in crypto market typically last longer than bearish phases, and top cryptocurrencies just need to break above certain resistance to indicate the beginning of an upside rally. Ethereum above 200, Bitcoin above 10 will bring in an entirely new level of confidence to the market. And with having planned for late April, early May, everything is lining up as it's supposed to for a 2-year bull run. Yeah, get your money into crypto, man. Bitcoin to 27,000. It's weird. That's my call. That's weird. That's my call. You know, I said that to you. I said, Scott, me and Scott will be, I'll unbox Scott if Bitcoin basically goes. Look at the Dow. The Dow's just kind of chilling today. Took a dip, but it bounced back up. JNUG is making that move up 3.9%. See, it's going to start coming to this trend line. It's going to go. If it hits this trend line, doesn't break out, should come back down in a nice accumulation phase. But if it breaks out, it's on the way. Now, we want it to get deeper into the triangle. The deeper into a triangle, the more explosive the move will become. And gold holding 1565. Woo, bouncing off that trend line, coming up here. Usually when it does this far, it's ready to rock. So remember my prediction for gold. This is my prediction for gold, folks. Is right here. $1,700 an ounce. And I'm looking at how long this took. December 9th to January 7th. Right now we're at February 1st. So March 5th, I'm calling gold at $1,700 an ounce. Let's see if I'm nice. Let's see. I love these predictions, man. I like to put myself up against my intuition, my knowledge, and see what happens. Last thing we want to see is Bitcoin. How's Bitcoin doing? Holding that 9,800. You can see we have some resistance right here, or support actually, at this 939,952. So here's a nice place where we could have support. This was called an SR flip. See, resistance, 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 spike up, spike down, but then we broke through. Now we're on the way. So, wow. And again, so we could say this line here really is strong. This 9,500 line is strong. And 9,600 was basically the breaking point. Like, we really needed to crack. You can see it over here. We needed to crack it. We did crack it. Now, could new support be here at 9,600? That's the thing. Are we going to come back down and bounce off 96? Here, only time will tell. But it's awesome to be this close to 10,000. It's really awesome. I love it. I love it. A lot of green today. Kava. Kava made a big move, man. I knew. See, look. Just to show you guys. This was a triangle. See it? It's all about just learning the patterns that all these traders are trading off of and using them to your advantage. And look, when it gets into the tightness, it usually is explosive. This is great because I can show you one. Because, you know, I keep showing you triangles and targets. You're like, how is he doing? Like, look at it. Look at it. The base of the triangle. Like, is that uncanny? You know? Plus or minus a little bit of a move. But there it is. Damn, I'm always watching Kava. It was an IEO. 24% gains, dude. That's in 2 days. And that even did the retest. Look, it came up, took the retest. There's the buy. This is textbook. Breaks out, comes back down, you buy on the trend line. Put your stop loss right here. Look, you would have been so safe. I'm just showing you this is how I trade. And this is how you, if you want to start trading full time, or you have some time off from work and you want to see if you can make some extra money, this is how you should be trading. Heavy, heavy risk management. Always looking for the trade that supports your thesis. So here, if you had your stop loss here, you never would have been. So here you would have bought somewhere like right here. All right. 109 would have been a nice place to buy. Then your stop loss is right here. Down 3%. You could have put 10 grand on this. 10 grand on this. Right now you'd be up $2,000, right? And you would have only risked $200. So that is a ROI 10 to 1, right? 20% to 2%. That's amazing. These are the trades you're looking for. You got to be patient. But this is a textbook setup of something I'm trying to play all the time. That crypto card reminds me of that card that the fire fast guy had, man. That the fear. I don't know what that is. FYRE. Oh yeah, I still own 56 Litecoin, and I also own 10 Ethereum. Did I not? Yeah, I talked about it. I own Ether. Oh wow, I don't have Ether here. No, I do. Yeah, Ethereum is my second holding. But I only own like 10 Ether. I don't own a lot of Ether. I own 56 Litecoin. I just love Litecoin, man. And like, I love it, man. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Believe in yourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember,